Little bell. So is a bell okay for everybody? A sound of a bell? Okay. So, so I would encourage you to get in a posture that feels comfortable. This is going to be about an 8-10 minute meditation. If you would enjoy closing your eyes, please feel free to do that. You can have a soft gaze towards the floor or any. Sometimes it's pleasant to look at a color that you find supportive. And I'm going to start just by coming into awareness, and I'm going to start with 3 sounds of the bell. So you hear a little half sound, which we call wake up sound, and then 3 full sounds. And the invitation is to come back to our breathing, coming back to this anchor. So letting the body settle. Just noticing the breath in the body, not having to make it any special way. Just letting it be like an ocean wave that's always there. We can return to again and again, like a faithful friend who's always happy to see us. And breathing in, I bring awareness to my body. Breathing out, I forgive this body for everything I do not like or want about this body. Acknowledging the ways this body has disappointed me, I offer forgiveness for all the things I do not like or want about this body. I forgive my face. I forgive my skin for not being the color or texture I want, for breaking out, for wrinkles, for aging. I forgive my features, my eyes, my lips, my nose. I forgive their shape for being too big or too small, too wide or too narrow, not the right color or look. I forgive my hair for being too thin, too thick, too curly, too straight, not the right color or texture. In this moment, to whatever degree I am willing and able, I forgive everything about my face. I forgive my body for all the things I cannot control, for my inherited genetics, for not looking the way I want, for being too big or too small, too tall or short, for being too curvy or too straight, for being born in this body, or for not looking like the gender I am. I forgive my skin for being the wrong color or texture. I forgive my hips for being too wide or too narrow, my legs for being too long, too short, too thick, too thin, too muscular, not muscular enough. I forgive myself for getting old, for getting sick, for tiredness and pain. I forgive my body for being imperfect. I understand my body is doing its absolute best and tries to support and care for me always. To the extent I am willing, I offer my forgiveness to this body for being part of nature, just like the trees in the woods and the deer in the forest. I know this body loves me, and to the extent I am able, I trust my body. Breathing in, I recognize the ways I've hurt my body in the past, both knowingly and unknowingly. Breathing out, I ask my body for forgiveness. Dear body, I have not always listened to you. Sometimes I ignore hunger, tiredness, fatigue, and pain. I do not always care for you with exercise or healthy food. Maybe I ingested food, drink, or substances that brought toxins into my body. I hurt myself because I did not know a better way to be with my pain. Now I ask you, my body, for forgiveness for the ways I've been violent with you and have turned away from you. To the best of my abilities, I commit to caring for you and to not abandoning you. To whatever degree possible, I ask forgiveness of you, my body. Please trust me to take care of you. Just as my body loves me and always does the best it can, I promise to be there to support and care for my body. Breathing in, I bring awareness to the ways I've hurt myself both knowingly and unknowingly through my thoughts, words, and deeds. Breathing out, I offer forgiveness for harming myself. Sometimes I place unrealistic expectations on myself or create impossible to-do lists that I cannot accomplish. I have been harsh and critical of my abilities. I compare myself to others and see myself as less than. Sometimes I hide my feelings and cause pain. I forgive myself for feeling scared, jealous, and anxious. I forgive myself for my anger, for my resentment, and my judgments. I forgive myself for believing I am not worthy of love. I forgive myself for my depression. To the extent I am able, I offer myself forgiveness for my lack of understanding of my suffering and dissatisfaction with myself. I give myself permission to be human and to make mistakes. I release myself from the prison of perfection. To the degree I'm able, I forgive myself for what I perceive as imperfections and promise to love and accept myself exactly as I am right now, without any expectation I will ever be any different. To the extent I'm willing and able, I vow to listen to my pain and to love and accept myself even when I make mistakes, even when I am wrong. I release myself from responsibility for other people's thoughts, feelings, and actions. I forgive myself for hurting myself. I forgive myself for not forgiving myself. Breathing in, I bring awareness to the way I have hurt my child or another, both knowingly and unknowingly, through my thoughts, speech, or actions. Breathing out, I offer myself forgiveness for any pain I have purposely or accidentally stimulated in others in the past and in the present. Sometimes I make mistakes and hurt others. Sometimes I want to hurt those who hurt me. Understanding that the inability to care for my suffering only brings more suffering, I commit to offering compassionate care to my thoughts and feelings so I will be capable of kindness and compassion for myself and others. I forgive myself for my past, for my actions, and any harm they have caused. I know that what I did was not always wonderful. To reestablish trust, I may need to make amends. I know I'm capable of change. To the extent I am able, I forgive myself for my unskillfulness. I forgive myself for not knowing what I did not know. giving myself understanding and offering myself gentleness. I release myself as best I can from judgment, blame, and disappointment because of my unskillful thoughts, speech, and actions. I am free from the prison of perfection. I return to a place of unconditional love in my own heart. So opening your eyes, bringing your awareness back to being here together in this space. Just taking a moment to just see how that, there was a lot of words in that. There's a lot of different, degrees of forgiveness in that. And just seeing how it lands with you. Seeing how your heart is. How open your heart is towards your own self. And I don't have any more. I want to tell you. I would love to hear though from anyone who has a question or just to hear what this experience has been like for you. Or maybe if you have something that you'd like to ask. So thank you for your presence and for your willingness to be here and accompany yourself in this whole adventure of life. Because I think the thing with this book is about equanimity, and it's this practice of not abandoning ourselves in any moment, whether it's the pleasant or the unpleasant, and the willingness to see ourselves as beloved no matter where we are. So opening it up. Does anyone have anything they want to ask, share?